Everyone, Craig Williams here, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a really simple techno bass that you guys can use in your own productions. So first up, I'll give you a bit of a listen. So this is a track that I'm working on at the moment. It's just like a techno sort of track, and give you a listen out for that bass. So this is the bass here. I've got a super simple pattern in here just because I didn't want it too busy to go along with the acid line I've got going on. So there you go. So we can reset the channel strip. At 6 dB. So what I've got in this session is this is just a MIDI file from the previous session that I just played you, and this kick is from the previous session as well, and it looks like it's a dead mouse kick, the XF kick big. So if you guys are looking for that sample, you guys can have a search around if you've got the dead mouse sample pack. First up, you want to put in a silent. You want to come over and not reset, initialize the preset. Sorry, it's still a little bit early. I'm just trying to get the brain to work. So this synth, it's a little bit different from what I usually do because if I use two oscillators, I just tend to use the 1 amp envelope. But for this one, I've gone with two different amp envelopes. So I've used one oscillator on part B and one oscillator on part A. So what we'll do is I'll play as I'm shaping the sound so you guys can hear how different parts of the oscillator and amp envelopes and stuff like that are affecting the sound. So first thing you want to do is bring this down to 1. Take the kick off, it sort of drowns everything out. Want to bring this down 1 octave, bring the voices up to 2. Detune it ever so slightly. Stereo to 5. And that's about it for that part. And just when we go to the amp envelope, bring the attack all the way down, sustain where it is, and just bring up a little bit of release on it. Now, take that to 0 so you guys can hear what I do to part B. Part B, and at least one voice so we can hear what we're doing. Bring it to a sine wave, down 1 octave. You want the stereo to 0 so it's completely mono, and that's about it for that one. Next, the amp envelope for this part. Sustain all the way down and attack all the way, about sort of 3.5, 4. Decay sort of at the same point, and release up around that as well. So you guys might be able to just hear what's going on. It's super low in the mix. And then if we bring in the other part, there's the 2 parts there. Next up is we want to go and start getting the filters going. So for this one, low pass, bring it around to about the 9 o'clock position. Keep the resonance down and the drive up to around about the 9:30, 10 o'clock. Next, the filter control, which controls all the filters. So if we did have something going on filter B, it would control that as well. But for this, bring it down to about the 9 o'clock. Resonance stays where it is. Key tracking up to about there, and put the warm drive on. So at the moment the sound is super low. Excuse me. If I put up the volume just for a second, you can only just hear it. So we'll put it back down so we don't blast our ears out. Next, what you want to do is go to the modulation envelope. This is where, when you're starting out synthesis, I suggest that you really find out, like do a bunch of research on the mod envelope and what it does, and just have a play around with different things, and pull up your presets that you've got in Silent or whichever synth you're using, and have a look at the mod envelope and what they're doing, and start playing with the ADSR, because that's how you can get your sounds from sounding good to sounding really great, and sort of put you out from the rest of the bunch. So for this, just go and I'm going to bring that to about 5.3. Obviously we're going to play around with these to get in the sweet spot, but for now that will do. This is, once I start to bring the decay up, you'll start to hear the sound. It makes a bit more of a plucky sort of sound. Hopefully you guys can hear that at home, what's going on. And then, so there you go, we've brought a bit more of the sound in there. Bring it, sustain a bit more. So if we, so there you go. That's pretty much the bass there. It's really simple. From there, I'm going to go and just help shape the sound a little bit more with some plugins. I didn't really use too much on this because it's a super simple sound. You start stacking plugins in for no reason. So here we have an EQ. First thing I do is you'll be able to hear the sound change when I put the low cut on. Just tightens it up a little bit more, and I've just got that at around about 40. It's just taking out the super low sort of energy, and you don't want to muddy up your track too much. Because in my track I've got a lot sitting sort of in the higher area, I've just put an EQ on and just taken out the highs. So if I bypass, it's not much of a change, but I just find for this sort of bass, it's not the focal point of the track, so I just want to leave as much room for other elements as possible. And next up, we've got the good old PSP vintage warmer that I use on everything, and I've just got drive up and the knee up. That also helps tame the sound a little bit more and bring up the volume. There you can hear it's brought out a bit more of the highs, so I would bring down the level a little bit more. And that's pretty much about it with the kick. We've got the, you get a nice little groove going on there. And then I've got another little pattern that I made. So there you go. You can change the pattern up a little bit, or you can just leave it on the off bass, or do whatever you want. Hopefully you guys learn something from this, maybe about mod envelopes or synthesis or just different patterns for your bassline. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and head over to my SoundCloud and for lots of free music there, and also head over to my Facebook page to keep updated with what's going on. Also, tomorrow being the 9th of December, I'll be giving away that whole free remix album, which I did the tutorial for the Daft Punk walkthrough yesterday, so you guys can get that track plus 9 other ones. All I ask is you just click like on the page after you get the tracks. If you don't want to like it anymore, you can always just unlike the page. But all the support's really good. It helps me make you more videos, makes me want to make you more videos. So until next time, see you later.